Hi guys, Virginia here and I'm back with another 12x12 process video for you today, and this one's for the Kitaholic Kits design team using the gorgeous September kits. So I'm just flicking through the 12x12 pattern papers. I'm using one of this month's exclusive cut files, which is these three cute little frames. We've got an oval, a rectangle and a circle, and they've got kind of a little scallop edge around them, and I thought that was super cute, so I was going to make a layout with them. And that was about as far as I decided I wanted to go. I didn't have any other kind of ideas, so I thought I'd start by backing them with vellum. I wanted to use the rub-ons in this month's kit and kind of work some of them onto the vellum, but yeah, you'll see how that goes later on. You'll also see off to the right hand side I've got some foil, and I've got one of those little chipboard flowers that came in the kits as well, and you'll also see the little We Are Memory Keepers freestyle foil quill pen, and it worked an absolute dream putting the foil onto those chipboard flowers. It was super easy, so I did one and I will do another couple later on, and I'm going to add them to my layout. But I'm just going through. I've chosen this pink watercolour pattern paper for my background. I wanted to keep it nice and light and soft, and I'm kind of auditioning papers to kind of put behind a couple of those frames, and I just settled on the green and then that floral one. I kept it nice and light, and I took out the blue one because I didn't particularly want to introduce blue onto this layout for some reason. So I'm just umming and ahhing about how I want to set this layout out. I'm very mindful of the fact that our challenges this month is to not use an entire sheet of 12x12 pattern paper on our layouts. So there we go, I've cut it down. That's about as good as I can do. So I wanted to kind of repeat those scalloped edges as well that's on this frame. So I have just taken one of my Fiskars punches, and it's got a double scalloped edge, but that's totally okay with me. And I've just run that along the edge, and then I'm going to attach some white cardstock just to complete the 12x12 paper for my background. So I'll just line it up. I'm pretty sure I don't make you watch it all because it ends up being a whole lot of my head. So there's a lot of this video for some reason, but never mind. Okay, so I kind of like the idea of this kind of vertical design. I do end up switching it, but for now I'm running with this. So I'm going to back those two frames with some pattern paper. Just add a bit of glue. There is vellum behind them, but the vellum just kind of softens the harsh patterns. And I'm going to pop them up on foam, just for a bit of dimension. Like I said, I don't really have an idea of where I'm taking this layout, so just kind of see as we go. The photos I've got, one's a close-up and one's a little bit further away of Addie at her little desk. Not at the last farm we were on, but the farm we were on prior to that. Quite old photos. But yeah, they're just kind of cute, and she's having fun creating, so I like snapping pictures of that. I'm just going to back both of them with a thin border of the pattern papers that are behind those two frames, just to kind of tie it all in. And I'm going to do a thin strip of white foam behind this one that's just plain vellum. So I do want to pop the rub-ons on first, so that I don't have a bit of difficulty. And these have got two layers. They've got like a coloured set, like a almost kind of watercolour look to the rub-ons, and then the second sheet has gold ones. And yeah, I don't know. American Crafts, pink paisley, yeah, not very good. My batch went very good. Apparently the other design team members have had success, but mine just the coloured ones worked, as you'll see here. I just kind of wanted to do like a half circle on this bit of vellum. So I put down the green one, and that comes off pretty good. There was no breaks in it. And then the gold one, it stuck to, here I am going, hang on, what's going on? It stuck to the backing paper, and I thought maybe I could kind of transfer it, but it did not work. So I cut off the other part of that wreath on the rub-ons and tried it again. It did the same thing, so I grabbed another one here. I'm getting pretty angry now. I tried another one and that didn't work as well, so I gave up. Yeah, never mind. So I tried for option B, and I'm going to use my foil quill pen with some foil, and I like it, but in the end I end up covering it up for my design. I kind of end up making a shaker pocket with this one, just for the way that I moved all my bits and pieces around. So Okay, just adding some foam to the edge of that frame and just filling in the last little bit, and then just popping that, and still kind of not sure where I'm going. I'm going to attach those photos together. I'm going to pop them up on a little bit of foam in the center. Got my little gold foiled flower. I'm going to start going through all the die cuts and stuff that we've got. This isn't actually even all of the die cuts that came in the kit. We always get a bunch, and my container was super full, so I thought I'd just start with a few first. So pulled out all of those plain, just gold foiled acetate pieces from the Pinkfish Studio floral pack. And these are the pink paisley die cuts, so I'm just kind of flicking through them. I did like the idea of introducing that other scalloped kind of frame that was in the die cut packs, but it was introducing blue, and that was a colour that I didn't want to bring in, so I end up taking it off the layout. And you can see I'm kind of pulling in pieces out of those die cut packs that will coordinate with each of those pattern papers in the two frames that I've backed with pattern paper. So I've just popped them up to the side. I'm going to gold foil a couple of other little chipboard flowers, which is super easy to do, and you can see how quickly it gets done. So they are done, and there goes that blue frame. I'm getting rid of that, and I'm going to flip my page horizontally, and I am initially trying to keep it all on the pink pattern paper on the background, but it ends up getting too squished up, and I wanted a bit of space, so I end up with a grid design, which is really not what I had intended to do in the beginning, but I really like the layout in the end. I'm really happy with it. So there we go, I'm bringing all that stuff down, and I'm kind of setting out those two pieces there, and just like I said, adding those die cuts and stuff that kind of coordinate with each of those little frames, the pattern paper behind the frame. So we've got a green one going on, and then that kind of grey, fawny, pinky mix of colours up there. I'm going to add a few of those acetate die cut pieces. I thought they may have had the clear plastic backing on them, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I hope they don't, because I didn't peel any off. And I'm just kind of going to town adding them all around the layout. So this is where I decide I want to bring that bottom cluster in a bit, and I end up covering up that rub-on. So that's okay, I'm totally okay with that, and I'm going to make a little shaker pocket in that one just for a bit of interest. So I've just grabbed some a green sequins that will coordinate with the green that's going up in that oval frame, and a few little clear ones, not overfilling it, and then I'm going to glue that cut fold down, and I've got a little shaker pocket. And I have to remove a little bit of the foam that's underneath my photo, so I'll just peel that off, and there we go. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So you can see I've ended up with a bit of a grid design, but that's okay, I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to start to glue everything down. There's main pieces that I've got going on here, quite happy with them, and I can kind of set things out a little bit more. I want to introduce those flowers. I want to make sure that they get on, and I'm going to glue down this cluster and my acetate pieces, just kind of getting some really nice layers going on. I can glue down my chipboard frames, pop this heart up on some foam, and I'm going to add this little tab in down there, and we kind of skip to all those clusters are kind of put together and glued down. I'm still toying with the Charms Creations heart, but it doesn't end up making it onto the layout. It's a little bit big, so I removed that. I used my heart punch and cut out a little pink heart and pop that in there. So then we've got a heart going on in each of those clusters, and I want to bring in another foil piece up there, just to bring a little bit of balance. Just checking if there was anything on the cut apart sheet that I wanted to bring in. No, so I want to add a few more little bits and pieces to my clusters. So I did contemplate bringing some pieces out of that Kaisercraft die cut set, but they were all pretty much green, and I didn't feel like I needed to add too much more to that green, so I just added a little heart sticker, and I bring off a little sentiment and just layer that on the heart up there. And we've got some Pink Fresh Studio puffy stickers, so I'm going to add a few of them, some florals and a heart, pink heart. We've got a pink and white one, a little green one. I do switch it out for a different one shortly, and the word happy, which goes really nicely up there. I'm happy with them, so I'm going to pop a little bit of glue behind them, pop them in place, and a couple of enamel dots in each section as well. So I'm going to have green with the green, pink with that cluster up the top left, and then another couple of pink ones down the bottom. And I decided I want to add some more of those scallops. I do add a couple of leaves as well. I just can't help myself. Yeah, I decided I wanted to kind of bring some of that scallop texture up to the top. So I just grabbed my punch that I used on the pink pattern paper before and add that up the top, but that's right at the very end, and I do end up having to cut it out because there's a lot of my head in the process. There's also a lot of my head in the process of me gluing down the title. So yeah, so these are some pink paisley gold foiled chipboard letters, and I was going to have it as Creative Soul, but decided to take out the word soul after I glued down the word creative. They're not adhesive backed. There we go, a whole bunch of my head. So we're going to glue these down. I'm just using my T-square ruler, and I glue down creative and don't end up using the word soul. Here we go, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop the scallops up on that top section of the pink. And after that, that's pretty much it for my layout. So I hope you enjoyed the process. Don't forget, if you want to check out the kits, there is a link in the description box below. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.